Hi, good evening. My name is Peter Egan, and I am the founder, owner, and proprietor of Egan Store. We sell exotic collectible numismatics, including banknotes, coins, and stamps and other, cool stuff like that. We're going to begin to do a series of videos because of the 3.5 years I've been in this line of work. I've noticed some things that I haven't heard anyone else talk about, but that I believe that my customers have a right to know. And we're going to begin with one of our most popular products, and also one of our most expensive, the $100 trillion banknote from Zimbabwe, the year 2008. When we first started selling these notes, the average price was about $300 a note. There's a myriad of reasons for that. Number one, it's arguably the highest denomination of banknote ever recorded and ever used as a national currency. Hungary's, I believe it was 1945, is the only one that would rival it. And there is a debate on that, and it's not settled matter, so I'm not going to attempt to say it is. Now, here's why I would like to discuss the 100 trillion. Because with the Hungarian banknotes, they're so old that the odds of there being a counterfeit one in circulation today are very, very slim. And that was the case with the Zimbabwe notes for most of their time in existence as well, but only for a very different reason. Because unlike in Hungary, where, it was a long time ago, the technology for counterfeiting wasn't nearly what it is today, and the money was worthless anyway, there was no incentive for it. Well, in Zimbabwe, the money is also worthless, or at least at the time it was, and nobody had any incentive to counterfeit money. If they had the equipment and the expertise to do it, they would have been making euros or yuan or dollars or something that they could use to buy things. Now, sometime in the last, 4, 5, 6 years, something changed, and there began to be rumors circulating that these notes here, the 100 trillion Zimbabwe notes, and all of the notes from that series, which were withdrawn from circulation in 2009 because the hyperinflation had gotten so out of control that, people were having to bring wheelbarrows full of paper money to the grocery store just to get a loaf of bread. Now, there's been a lot of talk and a lot of rumors about the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnam dong and the Indonesia rupiah, and all of these have a contingency of people who believe that they are going to see a dramatic appreciation against whatever their native currency is. I can't attest to whether or not that's true or whether it's false. I hope it's true because I do own some of those currencies, but I can't say that it is, and I can't tell you that it is. If you buy it, you do so at your own risk. But what I want to show you is this, and this is why you should never buy any Zimbabwe products from eBay, or at least any Zimbabwe money products. Here are 3 $100 trillion banknotes. At first glance, they look identical. Completely identical. However, they're not identical. And what we're about to do is show you how these notes look under ultraviolet light so that we can kind of see, which ones are legitimate and which aren't. Melly, you can do the lights, thank you. One more time. Okay, we're going to start right here. Adjust this. And so we've got our first note. as you can see, that serial number there on the left side of the note is changing color to a bright neon fuchsia type color. Notice, observe any other changes here. Notice this little gadget down here, which is normally a golden color. This seems to be turning a crimson red. Next, we'll look at this one. This one doesn't seem to have anything about it really all that different. In fact, the serial number is a dead giveaway that this one's fake. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, if you ever get one with a serial number like that and you don't pay a lot for it, it's fake. But other ways you could tell it was fake is that there's no color changing ink, and nothing at all happens under ultraviolet light. But you can't always rely on ultraviolet light, as we saw with the first note, which is not actually an authentic note. The only authentic of the three is this one here. As you can see, there are some security fibers built into this one. See those little glowing specks? Those are present in authentic Zimbabwe banknotes. And they're present on both sides of them. These do change color, but not quite as distinctly as the fake one, you see. These are black right here, this is gold, and this is kind of a reddish color, a dark kind of red. But under UV light, this is kind of a purplish color. That's a purplish color, and the numbers are a purplish color. So they change from black to purple, and this changed shades of red. The specs, though, are the one that really gives it away. Besides then the, because you notice on this one, there are none of those glowing fibers. However, the serial number does glow very distinctly. And in fact, when it glows that brightly, that's another telltale sign that it's a fake. There will be some slight change in the coloration when you shine it under ultraviolet light, but it will not be that vibrant or that neon or that bright a color. So we can put the lights back on now. Okay, can you get the others too? Thank you. Now, let's see if you all can tell which note was which. Remember, 2 of these are fake, 1 of these is real. 2 of them came from China, 1 of them came from Zimbabwe. Which one do you think is the one that came from Zimbabwe? Is it this one? What about this one? And lastly, this one here. A, B, or C? Let's take your picks now, document them in the comments, so you don't come clean later after you saw the answer. One other thing I'd like to just point out about these. Now, for the record, this is the original note, the authentic one, the one that has the serial number AA3430435. And just a couple of things that you don't need UV light to do to identify. When looking at this right here, on an authentic note, depending on the angle at which you're looking at the note and the angle at which the light's reflecting on it, the color will change. This might look gold to you, but where I'm standing, it looks green. That's not the case with these other two. And these other two, in fact, are not even a gold color. They're a brown color. They do not change under UV light. And if you were seeing these notes in person, you could see how one of them is clearly of cheaply made thin paper and is clearly not the paper that the real notes are made on. Now, this other Chinese one is a very convincing fake. This is the one that has the serial number that glows, that a lot of our competitors use in their product photos on their sites, I guess because people assume that that means that it's a real note. Unfortunately, that's not true. Now, I will say this, that if you have bought from those companies, you didn't get a fake note. You got real notes. They do sell real products. I don't know why they put the artificial ones in the websites, but they are selling you real stuff. So anyway, I felt this issue had not been covered enough by anyone that knew what they were talking about. I've removed now more than 30 counterfeit $100 trillion Zimbabwe banknotes from the marketplace. More than 50. I had forgotten about a 20 purchase. Out of the 50 fake notes that I've bought, they all came from China, and 40 of them came from the same city in China. The authentic notes, which do not have as fancy a glow-in-the-dark serial numbers, well, for one thing, they were made 8 to 10 years before the fake Chinese ones, so they are not going to have as advanced technology. And really, one of the best ways to tell if it's fake is if it looks too good, because you got to realize these notes were printed in 2008 in a very poor country that is going through the world's worst hyperinflation. They were broke. And when your country is broke to the point that you're printing $100 trillion bills like they're candy, you really don't have extra money to be putting in elaborate security features into your money. And so that's why I tell people that if you're buying a $100 trillion banknote, you're not sure if it's authentic. If it looks too good to be a cheaply made note by a poor country that didn't have very good technology for manufacturing its currency, if it looks better than that, it's probably fake. And of course, if anyone who's watching this has any questions about a note or wants any advice on whether it's real or fake, I'm always available, and I'm happy to help. My name is Peter Egan. You can reach me at peter@egan.email or at 985-590-2253. Our website address is www.egan.store. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, and we'll see you next time.